Well, that could be great.
We good? Okay. Well, good morning. Thank you for joining us today for the 45th meeting of the Board of Lake County Commissioners. Would all those who are willing and able please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Grant us, O Lord, light to our understanding, prudence in our investigating, foresight in our planning, sincerity in our deliberating, the grace to follow truth in our judgment. Help us to be moved in our decision, neither by fear nor by self-interest, and to do our work faithfully. May we respect the authority vested in us, for thou art the source of all authority. And may we use it in our directives for the common good and for thy honor and glory. Amen. Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino?
Here.
Commissioner Young?
Here.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Here. We have before us the meeting minutes for the regular meeting of November 5, 2020. Do we have a motion to accept as written and waive the reading thereof?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes. Okay, this brings us to our first public comment portion. We're going to be moving directly to our Ann Myers retirement certificate. We have with us today a longtime solid employee. We have David Rodacci on the phone with us. David, is there anything that you'd like to say while we're in this portion of our meeting, or what would you like to add there, my friend?
Okay, yes, Commissioner. I am David Rodacci. I'm the Director of Lake County Planning and Community Development. I've had the honor of working with Ann Myers for the past 20 years. She's really been a wonderful asset to Lake County, and she's really helped me become a great director in the past 8 years. She's really assisted me. It's really going to be odd for me not to see her cheery face when she retires every day like we have for the past 20 years. So Lake County's going to lose a great asset, but she deserves the opportunity to retire and enjoy her next couple of years and enjoy the rest of her life.
Very well said, very well said. Madam Clerk, would you mind reading the certificate, the whole thing?
I would be happy to read the entire thing.
Yeah. we will accept nothing less.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. Congratulating Ann Myers on the occasion of her retirement from the Lake County Planning Commission and the Office of Planning and Community Development after 20 years of dedicated service to Lake County. Whereas Ann has been a member of the Lake County family since November 20th, 2000. She quickly earned the respect and admiration of her colleagues and has been an integral part of the Lake County Planning Commission and the Office of Planning and Community Development. And whereas Ann provided service through the tenure of 3 planning directors, Darrell C. Webster, Jason W. Boyd, and David J. Rodacci. Ann served in ever-expanding roles as secretary, then administrative assistant, and she is retiring as an office administrator. And whereas Ann served the Lake County Planning Commission as their recording secretary for 16 years. She prepared the often voluminous subdivision packets for 20 years and continued to be the happy, patient voice at the end of the telephone line, asking each member if they were coming to the Lake County Planning Commission meeting. Whereas Ann has substantially contributed to the daily operations of the office through her work on numerous federal formula grant program initiatives of great importance to the residents of Lake County. Whereas Ann's kindness, energy, and thoughtfulness has enriched those fortunate enough to know and work with her. Now, therefore, the Board of County Commissioners in and for Lake County, Ohio, hereby congratulate Ann Myers on the occasion of her retirement and extend our genuine gratitude for her dedicated and honorable service to the citizens of Lake County. On behalf of the county, we wish Ann many years of health and happiness surrounded by family and friends.
Very nice. And Jason Boyd, County Administrator, I believe you have something you'd like to share?
Thank you, Commissioners. Congratulations, Ann. Ann and I started essentially the same time 20 years ago, which is crazy. I didn't have kids. I don't think you had any grandkids. And I said this about the late Larry Green. When he would call me, the first question is, how are your kids? Every time you see Ann or I walk over, it's not about work, it's about family. And you'll always be family. So thank you.
Very nice. Ann, is there anything you'd care to say before we keep bestowing all these gushing comments upon you? Well, that way the entire viewing world, you've got the World Wide Web watching everything you're doing and listening to every word you say. No pressure there. Now remember, mic discipline, pull that microphone down. There you go. Yes, I'm evil. As she smiles.
I just want to thank everybody for what they're doing today. That it means a lot to me that my years here have contributed to the county and the residents, and the people that I've been with have been wonderful. So I've been very lucky in having them as my bosses, my co-workers, and I just thank you for everything you said.
It's very kind of you.
Before
Please.
Ann leaves the podium, I was under the mistaken impression that retirements had all been postponed. Did you not get the word?
I guess not.
It's a COVID-related issue. So we're going to still see you around quite a bit. No, I'm just kidding. Best of luck to you, and thank you for all your contributions.
Thank you, Commissioner.
And I will add, you've been an absolute pleasure to work with. I will say you've made it very easy. I can't tell you the number of members who have worked with Planning Commission that have commented about how easy it is to work with you. That word just keeps coming up. You just make things simple. You're kind of the mortar that holds things together, but you're also that adult in the room that keeps things moving along. So you will be missed, but you are truly appreciated. I do have a plaque for you if you wish. I can mask up. Commissioner Serino, you want to, if you don't mind? Protocol and all. Oh. Yes. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure.
You can get nice and close. One more.
Now's your chance. Too shy. So you brought your posse with you, but they don't want to add anything? Good heavens. Well, you're welcome to stay. You're also welcome to get on with the day, whatever works best for you. David, if you want to stay on the line, you're welcome to continue to do so, or feel free if you wish to get back to whatever duties you have to attend to. And with that, we shall move into thank you, ladies. Appreciate your time today. And with that, public comment. Jason Boyd, do we have any electronic submissions for public comment? Indicating none. And members of the audience, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to attend? Oh, hush. The room is empty, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. But I had to say that, so. Okay, with that, moving on to our resolutions. Madam Clerk, first resolution, please.
Okay. In the Utilities Department, resolution increasing appropriations, transferring appropriations, and transferring cash within the Lake County Department of Utilities Sewer Operating Fund and Project Fund 596, 7th Street Sewer Rehabilitation Project 416S.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. Anything you want to add there, Randy?
Sure. This is the classic 2020 capital improvement plan. The next, this one and the next two are moving money, appropriating money so that we can award contracts for these projects to go forward over the winter.
So all scheduled work, and we're holding to our plan for rehabilitation and maintaining system integrity?
Absolutely, yep. And we're actually right now planning our 2021 capital improvement plan. So the phrase will change here in about a month or so, but yep.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Further discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Water Operating Fund and Project Fund 595 East 349th Street Waterline Replacement Project 422W.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations, transferring appropriations, and transferring cash within Lake County Department of Utilities Sewer Operating Fund and Project Fund 596, Deerfield Relief Sewer Project 366S.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing execution of a sanitary sewer billing service agreement between the Board of Lake County Commissioners and the City of Eastlake for the Lake County Department of Utilities.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. Randy, you want to give us the background on that?
Sure. This is kind of formalizing some agreement or some, I guess, informal agreements that we've had with these communities over the last 20 or 30 years to perform billing services for them for their wastewater service while we provide bills for their water service. So each community is a little bit different. They all calculate their bills a little bit different, so we're able to, with our software, calculate what each community's sewer bill is, even though it's not our sewer lines over there. So we provide that service for them. We've been doing it for a long time, and this just formalizes that. So in the future, we will have an understanding of where it came from and why we're doing this and how much it costs.
Very good. So just a long-standing past practice. It's work we're already doing and we intend to continue doing, and we're just memorializing it so we have something to point to if there's ever any questions in the future.
Exactly.
Reasonable? Very good. Further discussion?
None.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Sanitary Engineer to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement Program and to execute contracts as required for Lakeshore Trunk Sewer Rehabilitation Phase 1 Project 438S in the City of Mentor.
Move to adopt.
Second.
And discussion. Randy, you want to give us the background on this one, please?
Sure. The OPWC, or Ohio Public Works Commission, is a grant and loan fund through the state of Ohio. And this year we are on the list to possibly receive funding. And what this resolution does is allows me to sign the application and submit it to OPWC for their review. And hopefully we will get some funding for a couple of projects, this one and the next one. We're looking for about $500,000 in grants and loans for each of those two projects, and that allows us to provide additional rehabilitation and replacement to our existing lines.
And regarding this particular resolution, I'm just going over the estimated project cost, $1,752,000. The breakdown is we're looking at a grant of $350,000, a loan of $150,000, and Lake County Department of Utilities would be contributing $1,252,000. So those are pretty generous numbers.
They are. This is a 30-inch sewer along Lakeshore Boulevard from about Route 44 over to our wastewater treatment plant. So it's a couple of miles of sewer. It was built in the mid-60s, so it's approaching its useful life. This rehabilitation should give it another 75 to 100 years of life.
Okay, and that's replacing an existing 27-inch diameter?
Or 27-inch, yeah. It's actually lining it. So it's
Oh,
not actually
got
replacing it. We'll do an insert a line on
okay.
the inside of the pipe and essentially replacing the pipe inside the old pipe, yeah.
Got it. Okay, that's that expanding material technology. Very interesting. Okay, is there further discussion?
No.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution authorizing the Lake County Sanitary Engineer to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Ohio Public Works Commission State Capital Improvement Program and to execute contracts as required for Bellflower Area Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project 403S in the city of Mentor.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. Randy, did you want to chime in on that one as well?
Sure, this is another wastewater project, a part of our 2021 capital improvement plan that will be, it's in Mentor near the Bellflower Avenue or Bellflower Road, where we're going to build a relief sewer and then also do some additional lining there also. Again, these are some older sewers, and this will extend that useful life another 50 to 100 years.
And again, just for the record, the estimated project cost is $985,000. We're looking at a grant of $342,500, a loan of $150, and the Lake County Department of Utilities contribution of $492,500. Again, good numbers. And something that occurred to me is there a possibility we could maybe videotape some of this lining? I think that'd be a very interesting, the public sees the trenches, they see the new pipe coming in, but relining, that's kind of a fascinating thing. I think there might be folks in the audience in the county who might really find that to be fascinating. It's a good use of funds, and it's a minimally invasive as far as disruption in the neighborhood.
Absolutely, yeah, that's actually part of the project. Part of our inspection is the videotaping, because obviously we can't get down and see it going in inside the pipe like we can if we were digging a trench. Really, all the residents are going to see is it's like a box truck with it, and we end up putting a sock. It looks like a large sock inside the pipe, and then we fill it with water and it expands. And with a little bit of heat, hot water, it cures the pipe in place, and then it's like it really turns into almost like a plastic pipe inside of the existing pipe. But yeah, we do videotape it. The pipe prior to putting the sock in, and then after the sock is in, and then while we go in, and we actually have to cut holes in the pipe where the existing laterals come in. So there's a cutter that actually goes in. You're right, it's a very fascinating project that from above you don't see much other than a box truck and some cloth going into the pipe. But yeah, what's going on underneath is pretty impressive.
Excellent. Look forward to that. Commissioner Serino, did you want to?
No.
Okay, gotcha. All right, if there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
In the Commissioner's Office, resolution authorizing execution of a contract with Schindler Elevator Corporation procured, I knew that, through Sourcewell on behalf of the Lake County Department of Buildings and Grounds for the replacement of the courthouse elevator in an amount not to exceed $389,500.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion. Administrator Boyd.
Thanks, Commissioner. Yeah, this is a capital project that we had identified a while ago. Clearly in 2020, we kind of hit the brakes on some of our projects just to get a handle on our finances, and we're in a position to go ahead with this project, which is the older elevator in the front port of the Lake County Courthouse right here on the square. This will be Mark and his team have done a great job of kind of keeping it together, but after having some consultants look at it, this is essentially a kind of a complete rebuild of the entire elevator, electrical, mechanicals. We'll keep some of the historic, the doors and those sorts of things, but this will get the county courthouse to having both a north and a south elevator for the visitors to the facility.
Mr. President, just a quick question. So this is the elevator that's been a problem for
Yes.
4 years that we've been here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And made our judges very unhappy over time. Does this price include an extended warranty? Do you know?
I do not know, but I will check that prior to signing the actual contract.
Seems like that would be a good thing to
Yes.
consider.
Yeah, I don't know
if
the
cost
stand-
is reasonable.
Yeah, and that's something. If it's not, we could do a cost. We could do an addendum if we wanted to add a 2 or 3 year type of thing. So, typically there's always a manufacturer's warranty, but I will check on that for you.
Is the type of elevator, is this different from a mechanical design perspective, different than the one that's being replaced?
The one that's being replaced is much, much older.
I know it's older, but I mean, is it a different technology?
It'll have all, and thank you for asking that. We had to go to the state as far as what we'll need to do to meet all their standards. So it'll be all new technology to meet all the elevator standards that the state, I think it's Department of Commerce, puts forth. So.
Yeah, the current elevator is the old cable system.
Yep.
Contactors the size of your fist.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it'll be a
nasty.
complete rebuild. So.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and the reason the room up there is got so much carbon all over the place is because the brushes tend to shed carbon. So that's
right.
oh yeah, it's nasty.
Good. Okay, thank you.
All right. If there's no further discussion, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yes.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution awarding a bid contract to Graper and Warmington Incorporated for the Lake County Telecommunications Building Roof Replacement Project for the Lake County Board of Commissioners.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution reappointing John R. Hammercheck as a member of the Lake Erie Energy Development Corporation, LEEDCO, Board of Directors for a 2-year term ending December 31st, 2022.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion?
I don't know about this. Are you really the right guy for this?
I would hope so. You know, tilting at windmills here.
Okay, all right. No further discussion.
Oh, my. Love you too, Jerry. All right. With that, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes. Thank you, gentlemen. Much appreciated.
In the Finance Department, a resolution approving payment of bills as listed on the Commissioner's Approval Journal in the amount of $400,485.42.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution approving purchase orders as listed on the Commissioner's Purchase Order Approval Journal in the amount of $176,827.44.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution increasing appropriations for various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes.
Resolution transferring cash and appropriations within various general and non-general fund accounts.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Sereno?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes. Okay, this moves us to our departmental reports portion of our meeting. Utilities, Randy.
Nothing further, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And County Administrator Jason Boyd, who's getting his steps in today.
That's right. I need him. No, nothing major. I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving holiday, to our employees and citizens. And I also want to give a congratulations to Kirtland High School for their state championship and Lake Catholic High School for their runner-up, and to our friends in Chardon to their state championship. It's good high school football in Northeast Ohio, notably here in Lake County. So congratulations to all the young students out there. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and Madam Clerk.
I too wanted to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and remind everyone that we will be closed, the county offices will be closed on Friday. And our next meeting is next Thursday, December 3rd at 10 o'clock.
Very good. Thank you, ma'am. And legal.
No reports, Commissioner.
Thank you, sir. Okay, this brings us to our old business portion of our meeting. Do we have any old business? All right, moving on to new business. Do we have any new business? Sir.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just briefly, I wanted to add my Thanksgiving wishes from my family and myself to everybody in Lake County, certainly, and outside the county as well, of course. And I did want to just get philosophical for a moment and share something that I've shared with some members of my family and some friends at a time when we're all looking back at 2020 as a very difficult year that has presented lots of challenges to all of us and is not finished, unfortunately, as we expect that some of these challenges will go on for a little bit longer. But, you know, it's always interesting to put things in perspective on a relative basis. And what I've shared with some friends and family is to kind of do a look back at before most people that I talk with have been born. But, you know, I look at the years 1941 to 1946, and sometimes it's good to look back at history and see what other generations experienced. And, you know, those were, there was a 5-year period when we were engaged in 2 world wars, or two wars that comprised the World War, where people's lives were upended. People, men and women, were sent overseas for lengthy periods of time, many of whom did not return. We had families separated. Women went to work to help with the munitions production. The economy was in a shambles because of the war effort, and there were shortages, and there was rationing of products. You couldn't buy tires for your cars because rubber was rationed for the war. These were very, very difficult times, and even after the war was finished, all of these people came back from the service and generally couldn't find jobs. And so the economy faltered for a long time. And I just have shared with my children and some other friends that think of what these people went through. As tough as 2020 has been, and still may continue to be even a little bit into 21, we will get through this. There is light at the end of the tunnel. We should not live our lives in fear. We should live our lives in the belief that human ingenuity and faith will get us through these difficult times. And it is for that element of humanity that I think we should all be thankful for today. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Well, there's been an ongoing call for additional information, and we hear the public loud and clear. We've been working closely with our mayors and managers and our health district, as well as the governor's office. One of the things that this board is going to be working with is a public service announcement messaging campaign, working closely with our health district. Some of the topics, I just happen to have the advance sheet here. COVID-19 is spreading rapidly in Lake County. To protect your healthcare workers and emergency responders, we need your help. Wear a mask around others, wash your hands often, and practice social distancing. We can get through this together. Staying safe at home, but not tired of cooking. Let me read it slower. Stay safe at home, but tired of cooking. Try getting takeout or delivery from one of our Lake County restaurants. You're doing your part to stop the spread of COVID while keeping our businesses open. We can get through this together, Lake County. We miss all our family and friends, but getting together right now, even in small groups, isn't the best idea. Instead, schedule a virtual get-together to reconnect. We can slow the spread of COVID-19 in Lake County if we all do our part. We can get through this together, Lake County. Anybody seeing a theme forming here? We all miss, Lake County has some of the highest COVID rates in the state of Ohio. We need your help to slow the spread. Stay home as much as you can, work from home if you're able, and wear a mask around others. We can get through this together. Going stir crazy at home? Spend some time outdoors on a walk or at our wonderful parks is a great way to keep yourself both physically and mentally healthy. Just make sure you continue to maintain physical distance. We can get through this together, Lake County. Now, I will put a little editorial comment in here. This is the nice, polite way of saying things. I'm finding that nice and polite doesn't seem to be getting it done. We've got people on both ends of the spectrum, everybody wearing the red MAGA hats all the way to the pink kitty cat hats. They all seem to be expressing their opinions, and right now we need to look at fact. The reality is wearing a mask is not the deflector shield on the Starship Enterprise. This is to keep people who are potentially spreaders from spreading it to others. I would also suggest that people really need to wash and change their masks, at least as often as they wash or change their underwear. There's so much funk going on out there and people complaining about respiratory problems. Some of these masks are frankly disgusting what people are doing. Wash your hands. Our numbers were really much better when the emphasis was on wash your hands. Now we switch to the object of the day, wear masks. Okay, it's a combination of things that are going to get us through this. We have people who are taking offense at, well, some people are talking to me like I'm in grade school. Well, many of the best lessons were actually learned when we were little kids. Don't put your fingers in your mouth. Don't put your finger in your nose. Don't put your fingers in your eyes. Wash your hands. All those simple little things. They're messages that are common sense. We need to keep our businesses open. We need to keep people safe. Our healthcare workers are being stressed in ways that, unless you're actually in these meetings, of which I've fortunately been welcomed into as a commissioner, they are reaching a fatigue point. We are at times having to redirect ambulances to other healthcare providers for emergency assistance to patients. We are running through supplies at an alarming rate. Our EMA director is attempting to secure materials from the state of Ohio, only to find that the coffers are empty, the cupboards are bare. That's not to say that we're in a dire situation. We are looking at alternate sources. Some of these alternate sources are actually right here in Lake County. They are stepping up and doing wonderful, magnificent things. But the reality is, we need to take this seriously. And it really doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. Numbers are numbers. Lake County is very fortunate. We have advocated, this board has advocated for increased testing in Lake County, of which we have achieved, which is one reason why you're seeing the numbers as high as they are. I always refer people back, though, to the non-debatable. We can talk about the number of positives, but the non-debatable is at the beginning of this month, we had 4 people in the hospital. I think we're at 74 this morning. That may not sound like a lot when you're looking at a population of 234,000, but that is an indicator. That is an indicator that doesn't care what your political persuasion is, what your philosophical beliefs are. That is something that needs to be addressed. If I'm offending some of the people watching this, I'm sorry. But the reality is I'm trying to speak to some people who need to be spoken to. I've been encouraged to take a stronger stance. I have been encouraged to take a very moderate stance. The reality is we all need to do our part. And that happens in many ways, in many cases completely unseen. Many of the efforts that our public safety forces are putting forward go unseen. The sanitizing of a squad after a run, the prepping to be able to deal with a patient. There's any number of protocols that our safety forces are having to do in order to make sure that we as a society are safe, goes unseen. But how long do we expect our safety forces to keep doing that? So a little common sense, just basic things. I don't want to oversimplify it or minimize this, but we really were doing well. Our numbers, based on information that was shared just yesterday, health board meeting, as well as a conference call with the governor, Lake County is right at that point where we're starting to show indications of trending down just before Thanksgiving. So let's see if we can keep that curve going down. Let's see if we can keep Lake County heading in the right direction. I'll turn this over to Commissioner Serino and Young if you have anything you wish to add.
No, good.
Oh, thank you both. All right, and with that, this brings us to our second public comment portion of our meeting. Jason, do we have, and in all sincerity, there is no one in the audience, so if you don't see me turning to the audience, that's why. Okay, and with that, do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting?
So moved?
Second.
And discussion? None being heard. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Commissioner Serino?
Yes.
Commissioner Young?
Yeah.
Commissioner Hammercheck?
Yes. Thank you for joining us today. This meeting is adjourned.